Hey, I'm Marina. I quit my job in the pandemic to travel the world. So this podcast is a mixture of my inner thoughts as a solo female traveler and interviews I have with inspiring people I meet on the road. A really happy welcome to my very first ever podcast episode with guests. It's a second ever. And today's guests are Lena and Sebastian. And yeah, maybe I'll just quickly introduce them. Lena is just about to finish her bachelor in global business management and plans to do one semester abroad in Japan. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And she just started her photography and videography business. Sebastian works in IT until now, in pharmacy industry, and already has a YouTube channel and is about to deep dive into astrology photography. So how do I know these two dope creators? We are all part of the Lost Creators Academy and got to know each other due to weekly calls since beginning of the year until we started the idea of doing a road trip all together. So here we are now, road tripping through Istria. Hey you two, how are you doing today?
What's up? Nice to be here. Thanks for having us.
So happy to be the first guest on your podcast.
So happy to have you. I'm super nervous, by the way. So I thought you two just quickly introduce yourself as well, if I missed something out or you want to add something you think is necessary, important, or makes your personality complete.
Everybody's silent, so I guess that's the part where I can shine. Or at least I will try to. So yeah, my name is Sebastian. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram. My name there is Nelvando. Nelvando Official on Instagram, because somebody already stole that. I mean, I guess it's his name, but not my problem. Anyway, as Marina already mentioned, I'm still working in IT, which is quite a nice thing, quite a stable job, future-proof, but kind of lacks creativity, and that's why I'm also on YouTube now, and we'll see where the journey goes. I'm still pretty much at the beginning, but during this road trip I already just got so much footage, and I'm totally hyped to see what's coming next.
Thank you.
Then I guess I'm next. I think Marina already said the main key facts about me. After I finish my degree, I want to start full-time traveling, just like Marina, and also make a living out of photo and videography. Right now I'm not sure yet if I will be more of a photographer or a videographer, but I think I'll see during my journey. Yeah.
Nice. So since we do that a lot of time in our calls, the first question should be, what are you grateful for this week? What was your highlight, or in general?
So for me it was definitely the truffle tour. I think everyone can agree here. It was a great
amazing
experience.
Maybe a quick insider, we were at a truffle experience at Karlik Truffles in Istria, and it's definitely a recommendation to go there. Even if you just go to the shop and try out all the great products they have, do the tour as well. So.
And the best part, you can go truffle hunting with dogs, so
it's a no-brainer basically.
Yeah, well, just the greatest thing, because I think we already talked about that, but we kind of imagined all of these people there to be kind of old, to be kind of, I don't know, boring, but they just happen to be so young and so amazing, and the energy just matched.
And they were so welcoming. It was such an amazing experience.
Absolutely. Why did we even leave? Like, what are we doing here?
Recording a podcast. Since we're already talking about the road trip, like, how did you two feel starting a road trip for a week, or like with Sebastian, I even had almost 2 weeks with people you never met in real life?
Well, I was already kind of experienced, to be honest, because going to some random country to meet people, from the internet is, I don't know, something, I wouldn't say usual, but it already happened a few times. And I was excited because it's a different thing if you just go there to meet some random internet friends or if you meet other creators. And just being in a group with people who know what aperture size means, wow, mind blown. And like everybody was just always hyping each other up and doing photos together, planning shots together. It was different, but I really enjoyed it so far. And I already knew that we're gonna do some content, but wow.
I just say 1 terabyte of content.
1 terabyte, give it up for 1 terabyte, guys.
Yeah, I can only agree with Sebastian. It was like, I don't know, I think it's really different if you know someone from like a digital platform basically and meet them in real life. Like, how tall are they? How do they, how do they look? And
what do you mean with that?
So I don't know. But for me, it's also the first time that I'm traveling with other creators, and honestly, it's so great because with other people, you always feel kind of guilty because it takes such a long time to film, to shoot, to get different angles, and with creators, they just understand, and no one's questioning why you're sitting there on the floor for 15 minutes or in the bush or whatever.
Totally relatable, yeah.
Yeah, it's really like always when you are looking for one of the others, it's like they're either in a bush or somewhere on the ground.
Yeah, most of the time when I did videos on my previous travels with my friends, most of the time I was walking alone because they don't understand, they don't feel it.
Yeah, and here we basically have like inceptions of shots, like one person taking a shot, another one taking a shot of the person taking a shot, and a third one taking a shot of the both of them taking the shot. So I think the feeling is definitely there.
It is.
So I think that also agrees with like what was your favorite part of the road trip so far. I think it was the travel experience, I guess.
Yes, especially as a creator. For me, it's the first, or it will be the first travel cinematic movie. I think it was a great start for the first cinematic travel movie.
Absolutely.
So make sure to follow both of them because there will be the dope content coming out there. And I will link everything in the show notes. So cool to say that now. Okay, so we talked about like how is it sometimes weird to like follow the passion of photography and videography when your friends are around because they don't understand. So do you still feel like your friends are really supporting your passion, or do you feel like you just have to do it anyways without support or with support, or yeah?
So I'd say for me it depends on the friends group, because I have friends who are really supportive, who are hyping up my ideas even though they don't really understand it, and then again I have friends who are like not really interested. It's okay for them, but like I just notice it's not the same.
Yeah, it really depends. I also have like, you could say 2 or 3 different groups of friends. Well, one of them my current colleagues from from the company. It's pretty funny because we're not only colleagues but also a big group of friends. I like that. But there's like one group which really supports me with everything I do because we're all kind of creative. We got another one who's also making videos, one that makes music, one that streams games. So we're all kind of creative, so we all really understand the struggles of creating our content, and so they are pretty supportive with that, and we all kind of support each other. And then there's another group of friends. They are a little bit older than I am, and for them it's kind of weird. I mean, they understand why I'm doing it, and they like it, but you don't really feel this the support that much, I would say. But it's not like any of them would say, well, what the fuck are you doing with your life or something. So it's
yeah, I also never had like an extremely negative experience. It was always either very supportive or a neutral
exactly.
way of support. Yeah.
But I guess these negative comments will somehow come in the future.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, hater comments are kind of a sign for success, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, that's the thing. So I'm actually kind of excited to get my first hate comments.
Drop them right now.
Go spam my channels.
So since we started about passion, and like not everybody has the same passion, I'm really interested in like how did it start for you, and like why, or how did you find out this is more your passion, and how did it all start, like this whole video photography thing for you?
So for me, I guess I just
You go. Sure. I'll just awkwardly stare into the room somewhere.
So for me, I actually bought my first DSLR when I was 14, but it was just like, I don't know, just for photo shoots with my girlfriends and just for fun. I didn't even know a single thing about photography. I just shot in auto mode and that's it. And I never really dig deeper into the whole topic of photography, and until several years later in university, when I just realized I have no idea what I should do with my degree, because I'm not really interested in just going into the corporate life, going to a random company and working there until I'm 60 or 70 and that's it. I wanted more from life, and I also really loved traveling. So when I had to write a paper in university, I just started to watch a lot of travel cinematic YouTube videos. It was somehow productive because I loved the emotions that I felt when I watched those videos. And I think the one video that really got me was just Hey Tim from Sam Coder, and I watched that video and I was like, I really want to I want to make people feel something when I make a video, and that's what I want to go for. And yeah, that's how it all started. And it was actually
Awesome.
1 year ago when I thought, okay, I kind of want to learn more about videography and also photography.
So what's like your goal with this? Like, do you have a goal where you want to be like, I don't know, I want to be producing a film someday or whatever? Is there a goal, or you're just going with whatever is happening right now?
I think it's not one or the other, but like a mix of both, because I want to be like, I think there are people who are like want to be known as a person, and people who want to be known for what they create, and I would love to create short films that are so unique with my own style that people watch short films of me and know, okay, that's her style and that's her work.
Nice. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too.
Awesome. Well, for me, I didn't start with a DSLR. That would have been awesome. I actually started to record videos with my phone, and they were mostly just me and my friends doing dumb stuff, let's be real there. But I basically started it just to keep some memories, because I always enjoyed being at some random gatherings, parties with my friends, or going out somewhere and just documenting everything that we're doing. And I mean, the quality of everything back then was a bit terrible, but it's about the emotion. It's about you're not only capturing a video or a photo, but also like the overall emotion. And when you take a look at it, you remember, wow, yeah, sure, I remember that moment. That was the craziest night of my life or whatever. So that's how that started. And yeah, I was also kind of fucking around in some video editors back then, not really doing anything serious, but just to try it out.
What age were you, like,
Wow.
roundabout?
Probably started that at 15.
Okay.
And back then I was also doing apprenticeship to become IT administrator, actually, because that was my passion back then, or something that I saw myself doing all my life back then. And at some point, the company where I was, they had I don't know, some kind of anniversary, and they wanted to make a video for this anniversary that will be presented to all of our employees. And since I already did some short videos like in private, they asked me if I want to do that video, and I was like, man, I have absolutely no idea. I only have my shitty whatever it was editor. And they were like, okay, we're gonna buy you a professional editor, and then you can just do it. And I didn't expect that, but damn, I was hyped. Because I really enjoyed the process, and so I just went with it. And wow, they loved it. They loved it. I was actually surprised that it turned out that well. And since that point, I did a bit more. So I also uploaded a few videos to YouTube, but only on my private channel and unlisted and everything, so that not everybody can see it, because I don't know. It was still moments with my friends that I captured, and I don't know. I have a few old videos on my YouTube channel, so if you watch them, you probably know what I mean when I say some things should be kept private. But yeah, changing point for me was actually also a Sam Calder video, but for me it was his video my year 2016. I was like, what is that guy doing? And
you're basically watching his videos and are like, man, that's the life I
yeah,
want.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that's the video I want to create.
Exactly, yeah. And it's also quite funny, because when you watch these videos for the first time, you have absolutely no idea what's going on. Because what he does is just crazy, and as soon as you kind of get into it, you understand, okay, that's just basically movement, speed ramp, whatever, and it becomes simple the more you get into it.
But it still flashes me every time.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, all of this resulted in me starting LCA last year. And here I am.
Having a podcast in a dorm of a hostel.
It's cozy. Bit warm.
We actually shut down everything, and also the fans, so...
You should see us right
now. Yeah. But it's really interesting to see like where the passion started, and like you both had like your specific points where it's kind of a shift, and now it's just developing in like this one direction. So do you also have like a goal you want to be at some point, or you're just like, I don't care, just go, life can take me wherever it wants to? Or
well, basically I also want to go into the direction of doing more travel videos, travel vlogs. Of course, also I love that cinematic style, and it's really a goal to get on that Sam Calder level when it comes to transitions and the overall style, but also keeping my personality in this whole thing, so that I don't really pretend to be someone else, because I don't know, I guess I'm funny sometimes, and I'm still gonna be that in my videos. I'm not gonna try to be that serious guy who tells you all the infos about this and that place. I just want to be me, and I hope that all of that kind of lines up together after all. But yeah, you just gotta do it. You just gotta try it.
I think being yourself is definitely a really good goal to keep and to always remind yourself of at whatever stage you're gonna be at.
And your personality is probably also one of the more important things in this types of videos, because let's be real, there's thousands of travel YouTubers out there, and with our LCA group there's gonna be even more. So yeah.
Especially in vlogs, because I think if you're not yourself in vlogs, you kind of get annoyed over time.
It works out for
them.
a few months or something, but I don't think that you can do it for that long. Yeah.
And people will notice, I think, when you're not yourself, and they stop watching.
I think especially when you're like traveling, you will get yourself to your own limits, and like when you're exhausted or I don't know, whatever happened, you can't fake it anymore because your body is not able to fake anything. You need all the energy left to survive. Yeah. So I think we had some experience like that on the trip already.
For sure.
But yeah, it's really nice. Well, you both were noticing that you love traveling. I mean, we're traveling right now together. So what would you say was your favorite country so far you traveled to, and why?
So I think for me it's pretty easy. Everyone here can probably guess it. It's Japan. I just love the culture, the language, everything around this country. It was my favorite place until now.
When was the first time you've been to Japan?
I've only been there once. It was in 2016 with my family.
Got a lot of beautiful photo spots, yeah. I also still want to go there.
So what was your favorite country?
It's Namibia. Namibia was my experience that I wouldn't say changed everything, but really like broadened my horizon, or however you call it. You know what I mean. Because the first time I was there, I was 13. So back then I was only used to the, I don't know, like the normal life a German teenage boy has. So you basically get not everything, but you know, you got quite a good standard. And then you get into that country where people don't really have that much, or some of them don't even have anything at all, but they're still so kind to you, and you really get to experience a whole different culture, a whole different life, a whole different mindset, and of course landscape and everything. Absolutely beautiful, Namibia. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely diverse. And yeah, this overall experience just opened my eyes, and I'm super grateful that that my dad took me there, and I really want to go back there because it's been a while. That's gotta be the one.
So interesting to see like that both of you have totally different favorite countries and totally different experiences. And none of them are even on my list. Like I haven't been to one of them, so they are now on my list.
But what's your favorite country you've been to?
Probably Italy. I think everyone here can understand. Probably I've talked a lot about my love to Italy. But I say if there wasn't Italy, it would be Thailand so far. Because yeah, for me, Thailand was just a life-changing experience because it was the first time traveling so far away for like 4 weeks on my own. So Thailand was like the life-changing moment, and Italy is like the life I want to live country in a way.
How is that life different from your life that you're used to?
I thought I was doing the interview, but I'm just kidding. People in Italy are way more relaxed than people in Germany. In Germany, everything is about getting a good job, getting a house, getting a family, getting whatever. And in Italy, people don't stress too much about that. They are more enjoying their life right now and not thinking too much about their retirement and how life can be good someday. They're already enjoying it now. And yeah, just for this short amount of time I've been there so far, yeah, it definitely slowed me down. I just fell in love all over again.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so now we talked about like the countries you've been to, but what would be like your number one country you want to visit you haven't yet?
I wanted to answer Japan again.
You haven't been yet.
So probably either the Philippines or Hawaii. So I know Hawaii isn't a country, but especially Hawaii in the US. Because of the nature, the lifestyle I think of when I think of those countries. I mean, I don't know because I haven't been there yet, but I saw so many beautiful photos and images and heard so many amazing stories from those places that I really want to experience it myself.
For me, it's going to be Iceland. Because same thing, I also saw so many pictures and videos of Iceland, and it's got this very, very unique kind of landscapes, and I just really want to fly a drone there. I totally feel like drone flying. No, but really, like just some road trip around Iceland.
Iceland is also really high on my list.
But it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But like maybe we found ourselves back on another road trip to Iceland one day.
You never know.
Already making plans live. You heard it.
I think what's also the reason I really want to go to Philippines and Hawaii is because I want to do more scuba diving, and I heard it's so beautiful there.
Yeah. Okay, so one last, let's say, serious question. If there's like one advice you would give your younger self, what would it be?
That's a tough one.
It is.
Keeping the serious stuff to the end, you know?
Keeping it spicy.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's something I would really tell I would tell my younger self, but I still try to tell it to myself now that I should really give less of a fuck what other people think, because I don't know, I really stress a lot about what people are thinking, not random strangers. I don't really care about that. So if I'm traveling somewhere, sitting in a bush trying to get a shot, and strangers are walking by and thinking, who's that girl sitting in that bush, I don't really mind. But people who I know, even though if they are not my friends, but people from school, from university that I somehow interacted with in my life, I really stress a lot about what they are thinking, and I know I shouldn't do that, and it's somehow keeping me back from where I want to go. But yeah, that's an advice I want to give, and I'm still giving today.
That's probably an advice all of us should listen to. Yes.
I don't know if it would make sense to give my younger self any advice, because basically everything I did so far led me to this point. If I would have done something differently, like not switch to another company again, or I don't know, actually finish the Fachoberschule, I don't know if I would sit here today if I did anything different. So I'm not sure if I can answer that right now, actually.
That's an answer as well.
Maybe not directly to the question. That's just something that's always kind of in my head.
But I think that's good, like if you don't really regret anything in your life, like or you don't want to do anything different?
There are, of course, always regrets. There's probably quite a lot I regret in my life, but actually that's just something that keeps me going. Because you just know, okay, now I'm out here with you guys on the road trip. We all got 1 terabyte of content. And
I think it's also how you see a situation. You can like get really down and cry about how bad a situation can be, or you see it as a lesson and learn from it and grow from it. So I think you always need regrets in your life to go somewhere better.
Yeah. So what I would probably say to my younger self is, you got this, man. You got this. Boom. Energy.
I think that's enough to say. Like sometimes that's what we need to hear. Okay, so now coming to my now just made up category. Like I have 3 random questions for the both of you, and like in the future I want to include like my growing community, which is not there yet, and but yeah, for now I made up 3 questions for you. Like each one gets different ones, so mixing it up, so 6 questions in total. So Sebastian, this is a question for you because actually you brought it up to me. What's your favorite word and why?
Wow, okay. That's always the greatest thing if somebody uses the weapons.
I'm so glad you didn't ask me.
Just by thinking about that right now, let's just take the word beautiful. Because like German mentality is always like complaining about things like, okay, wow, the train is 5 minutes late or whatever, and you complain about that, you don't like this, you don't like that, but when was the last time you really called something or someone beautiful? It's a beautiful thing to call something beautiful, and therefore beautiful is a beautiful word. How many beautifuls do I get in one sentence? Yes. Love it.
So, Lena, what's your favorite smell and why?
Smell. I don't know if I would say it's my favorite, but I think I came across it quite a few times this trip. So I would say lavender. I love lavender. I think it has such a unique smell, and I also love everything made out of lavender. If it's ice cream, soap, candles, everything.
Okay. So, Sebastian, what's the worst gift you ever gotten? Or like you could also say the weirdest, or I don't know.
That's a tough one. Why are you laughing?
I just had to think of my cousin. She always had this joke where she wanted to give me a present, and then she licked her finger and stuck it into my ear.
Okay. I mean, why not?
It's honestly a very tough one.
We could also brighten it up to say the funniest or...
Funniest gift? Someone just gave me some random sign from a construction site for my 18th birthday or 19th. That was pretty cool. I don't expect to get that. So
yeah, you usually have to get them yourself.
Which may or may not have happened already.
Lena, what's the weirdest compliment you ever got?
Oh my god, how are like these things called?
I think it's moles.
Moles.
Like the dots some people have on their skin. I have a lot of them.
These dark dot things, you know.
Yeah,
moles,
moles.
I guess.
Okay, so I have one on my right eyebrow, and it was so weird. Like studying in Augsburg, and we were going to a club, and we were standing in line because on Wednesday we had like it was called a 1 2 3 party, and a random fact, you can pay like €1 for shots, €2 for a beer, and €3 for a long drink.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we were there every Wednesday, and we were standing in line because everyone was going there. And there was someone from my semester, and he was standing in front of us in the line, and he turned around and commented on the mole on my eyebrow and said like, "Oh my god, that's so beautiful, I noticed you in the room because of that." And I was just like, I was never really thinking about my mole on my right eyebrow, and then he turned around and said it, and I was like, okay, I don't even know if that's a compliment right now, but I guess thank you.
Okay, why not? Okay, next question. If you could be an animal, Sebastian, which one would it be?
Probably some bird, because of flying, seeing everything from above. I just love drones. So seeing everything from the bird's perspective would be absolutely awesome.
Nice.
Because you get to see that every day for more than 30 minutes, because you don't have a battery that just powers down after 30 minutes. I would enjoy that.
I would enjoy that too. So Lena, if there is a movie of your life, which actor would you think could play you the best?
It's me.
It has to be a small one. If you don't know me, I'm like 5'1", so I'm really small. Oh, that's such a tough question. It's like when someone asks you what's your favorite song, and in that moment you forgot all the songs, you know. I forgot all actresses.
Imagine you're the director and you can choose whoever you want to.
I don't think she's like me, but I would love to think that. I really adore Emma Watson.
Oh.
I really love her. So, not that she's like me, but I would love if she would play my role.
That would be cool. I'm definitely gonna watch that movie.
Me too. I would love to see my life from a like third-person perspective.
Nice. So, because I want to do this in the future as well, I would love for each of you to have like one question for another guest in the future. Could ask in like this situation. It can be a funny one, but it can be something you would like to know from whoever.
I know one. If you could choose one person in the world that you would switch with bodies for 24 hours, who would you want to be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Would you rather be able to read minds or be invisible?
Juicy questions we got here.
Yeah.
The creativity content is flowing.
Definitely, and soon creative juices again. Okay, so thank you two really, really much for being part, like the first guests on my podcast. I feel super honored.
I feel honored as well. Thanks for having us.
We were here before she became famous.
Remember
the
that.
OGs. No, but for real, I was super nervous about it, but you made it really smoothly. So
you as well.
Thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward for our last day now in Venice. And maybe we can hop on a podcast another time when we are all like on a different stage in our life. But for now, I wish both of you just the very best. And I'm super excited to see all the dope content.
Me too. I'm excited to see where each of us is heading in the future.
It's gonna be epic, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna end this here. I hope you listeners enjoyed our random talking here as well. And stay tuned for the next episode, which is launching, I don't know when, I don't know where, but definitely somewhere on the road. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for taking time to listen to the On the Roadcast. If you like this episode, you would warm my heart with a nice review on iTunes, a comment on YouTube, or a private message on Instagram. And of course, you make me super happy if you share my podcast, as it helps other listeners finding my show and hopefully to inspire them to travel the world.